If you've ever felt like you're in a war with your own brain, part of you knowing a relationship is unhealthy, while another part of you feels magnetically pulled back, you're not alone and you're not broken. You may have people in your life saying, just leave, friends, family, colleagues at work. But if it were that simple, you wouldn't be watching this right now. Before we go further, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the videos that help you stay grounded and clear. And if you want deeper support, community coaching, and connection with women walking the same path, join our Detox Your Marriage School community. Or schedule a 50-minute quick start call using one of the links below. All right, let's slow this down. What you're experiencing isn't a failure of strength or character. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your intelligence. This is about your nervous system doing exactly what it learned to do to survive. I'm going to walk you through the biology behind why leaving feels practically impossible. That way you can stop blaming yourself and begin to unwind the patterns that are keeping you stuck. I'll explain it this way. Inside you are two systems that are pulling in opposite directions. One of those sides is your prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your mind. It remembers hurtful moments. It makes lists. It knows that you deserve better. But on the other side is your ancient survival system, the emotional, instinctive part of the brain called the limbic circuitry. This part doesn't care about logic. It cares about attachment, safety, and familiarity. So if you find yourself stuck in the loop of minimizing your pain, justifying your behavior, remembering only the good moments, this isn't weakness. Again, it's not a weakness of character. It's cognitive dissonance. Your brain's attempt to make two contradictory truths feel compatible or aligned or coherent. So you're not losing your mind. Your brain is trying to protect you from pain by rewriting history. So what keeps you bonded isn't actually love. It's intermittent reinforcement. The cycle of hurt, followed by brief moments of tenderness or relief, keeps you hooked. Dopamine drives anticipation, not reward, and it spikes highest when you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know, is the reward going to arrive? Think of people gambling at the casino, right? They're hooked and they're anticipating maybe this time it will go well. So this random, unpredictable affection, in your case, keeps you hooked, just like a slot machine keeps players pulling the lever. The other thing that's going on is oxytocin. This is the bonding hormone. Your brain releases it during intimacy, affection, or reconciliation. But here's the painful twist. Your brain doesn't distinguish between healthy connection and dangerous connection. It bonds to whoever you turn towards in moments of relief, even if that relief is following unacceptable abuse. Okay? Here's another player in the neurochemistry of this struggle, and that is cortisol. During conflict or emotional withdrawal, cortisol floods your system. This is the stress hormone. You feel anxious, nausea, hyper alert. And when the abuser finally gives you a crumb of kindness, your brain registers that relief as safety. So do you see you're jumping from cortisol to oxytocin? So again, it's not love. It's kind of addiction. And the cycle just around and around we go. Rinse and repeat. So if you're hearing this and realizing your experience finally makes sense, Somebody gets it. Somebody's putting it into words. We would love for you to, we would love to support you inside the Detox Your Marriage School community, where hundreds of women are learning how to get through this and not just survive, but thrive by regulating their nervous systems to stop this crazy cycle. If you want to talk directly with us about your situation, we invite you to take the opportunity to book a 15-minute quick start call. The link is down below. You don't have to figure this out alone. I want you to know that. So, when you try to pull away from a trauma bond, you go into neurochemical withdrawal, just like an addict experiences withdrawal. You might experience panic or nausea, obsessive thinking, how can I get the next fix? Cravings for contact, which is really kind of the fear of abandonment going on. Again, not weakness. This withdrawal from a chemical loop your brain has been conditioned to depend on is what is going on. And if you grew up with emotional unpredictability in your home, maybe a parent who was sometimes loving and sometimes unavailable, your nervous system may have already been pre-wired to associate love with instability. And now your adult relationship isn't just familiar, it's neurobiologically recognizable. Your brain is simply repeating what it learned a long time ago. This is what I need to keep myself connected and to stay safe. Now, the very concerning thing here is that prolonged emotional instability, this is not an exaggeration, this is neuroscience, it actually reshapes your brain. The amygdala, so this is all part of the limbic system in your brain. The amygdala gets overactive, which is which you find yourself in that constant fight or flight. The hippocampus portion of your brain, which is where kind of memory is managed, it actually shrinks. And this can lead to brain fog or memory issues. Where did I leave my keys? And the prefrontal cortex is kind of pushed offline a little bit, which impairs, since prefrontal cortex is where our best decision-making happenings. If this is suppressed, then we actually have impaired decision-making. So add all of that together, and what do? You get exhaustion, you get self-doubt, you get chronic pain, in some cases you get depression, and autoimmune symptoms, which is kind of another complexity which we can't get into in this. Basically, your body has been keeping the score all along, or in the words of another book title, your body bears the burden. So what do we do about this? Well, first of all, use this video, perhaps rewatch it, because there's a lot here. Naming the neurobiology. This is a trauma bond, perhaps initiated, like I say, pre-wired from childhood. Just knowing that reduces the shame and increases clarity. The second very helpful thing is regulating your nervous system. There's practices that you can do yourself to start that process of managing nervous system activation. Slow breathing, walking, gentle stretching. These help. The work that we do with women in coaching is much more powerful work to create permanent change, permanent down-regulation, which is a healthy thing, down-regulation of the nervous system. Now, how do you get your thinking brain back online? Connect with supportive friends. Engage in those hobbies or pastimes that have brought you joy in the past. Do the gratitude exercise at the end of each day. Name specifically 3 things that you're grateful for that have happened today. That is beginning to rewire your brain through repetition and not through force. Now, you need to know, full disclosure here, this is deep work, and it's often safest done with an expert that knows the way and has the very best clinically proven tools to create this change and create this change in a permanent way. And that's what we do in our Detox Your Marriage coaching. The way to get there is start with a 15-minute quick start call, and we'll walk you through what it might look like for us to help you. All right. Also, our Detox Your Marriage school community, it's a place, it's probably the best starting place. Meet with other women online in a private, moderated community and encourage one another, guided by expertise. So what I'd like you to do is click like and click subscribe. And if you feel comfortable, jot a note in the comments. What part of this neurobiology finally makes sense to you? Because, your words in the comment section may be the lifeline that someone else needs to hear today. You're not crazy, you're not weak, and you're not failing. Your brain is doing what it was trained to do to keep you safe. And that's what we need to modify, and we absolutely have the tools to do that. All right?